right.
Oh, you want to do this one?
I didn't. All right. I guess I can do
No,
this
I'm
one
just wondering
again.
if you want to. Oh no, I'll do the. No, yeah, you should do this one because the other one is my skeptic.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Welcome to Where Are the Adults? I am one of your hosts, Wally, aka Warren, government name, and this is my co-host,
Monique.
Monique.
Just
She took the
Monique.
words out of my mouth. Or Neek. Or Mo.
No, wait. Oh yeah, Mo. Yes. No. Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. Go.
All right, go. Go, Mo. And today's topic is kind of, I guess, a silly one. Gets a little dark. But fan theories on cartoons you would watch as a kid. You know, in particular, Rugrats and Flintstones and Jetsons.
Yeah, and if as we ramble on and everything, are there any other fan theories that you think that we should discuss in another episode? Make sure you let us know. And as you're watching this video, before we get started, please make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video.
Yeah.
Even if you don't
share
like it, like it, okay? All right. So
Especially like if you're one of my close homeboys and you're not sharing my videos, it hurts. Here. The pain. And you ain't subscribed yet?
why not? Why?
The pain.
All right.
I digress.
Okay, so you want to start with the Rugrats one?
Sure.
Since
let's start
our
with the
mind
Rugrats
is
one.
still here.
There's a few of them, right? There's like a few.
Yeah,
theories
we
in
were
there.
looking at it because it was only the one that we had, and we'll discuss that about them being Angelica's. Okay, so for those of you who don't know what Rugrats is, because you, for whatever reason, you just didn't like cartoons. But Rugrats was a show on Nickelodeon. I believe it was in the 90s or the 2000s.
I believe it was 90s.
Wherever it
in the
was.
90s, yeah. It definitely started in the 90s.
About these little children. So there were babies, some were toddlers, and I don't think any of them were school age yet. They weren't in kindergarten or going to school.
At the oldest, they were pull-ups age.
Like toddler.
I'm a big kid now. Yeah.
Yeah, toddlers. Or a little older than toddlers, I think Angelica and them were. But it was basically following these kids' lives where, the little kids were doing whatever little kids do, and then the adults were just oblivious to the mayhem and the fun that the kids were having.
The absolute mayhem.
Right? And it was a cute show. It was one where they even made a movie or two out of it. Out of the show, where people actually went to the theaters and watched it and they liked it.
They actually went to the theaters.
Yeah, it sat down.
Once upon a time, people did this.
They sat down and watched it,
An hour and a half of Rugrats.
Yeah, and it was
Paris.
nice. And yes.
I remember that.
Yes. And it had really nice song. It was so popular that even the hip hop artists and R&B artists were like, had a whole soundtrack for it. I remember my sister bought the soundtrack, and oh my gosh, it was banging.
It was banging?
It was banging.
So was Maya. Just saying. I digress. Apparently she was on one of these banging songs.
Yes. Very good. And it was just awesome. Okay, so with anything that's awesome, people are always going to have their theories on what is the behind scene. Because anything art usually have a hidden meaning, right? Have hidden meanings behind it.
Sometimes people imaginate it and, it becomes their fan theory and becomes popular and widespread, and people are like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But
yeah,
a lot of times creators have a hidden meaning behind their
art, what they're presenting.
Behind their art. Like Hey Arnold had obvious, it wasn't so much in the storyline, but there was hidden meanings behind a lot of what was going on in that show.
All right, so let's start with Rugrats, and I want to hear about the Hey Arnold one.
Well, it's just growing up in a poor neighborhood type of meanings and dealing with.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a hidden meaning.
Not hidden
okay,
meanings,
okay.
But
it was to show something different and whatever.
Right,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the theory that we were talking about earlier, when it became Rugrats, it was a one. Correct me if I'm wrong. Where they felt like the children were actually not real. They were imagined by one of the characters, Angelica. Yes, and Angelica was one of the oldest, because you had Susie, who was that was not a part of the family, but Angelica had cousins, you would call them, Dill and
Tommy.
Tommy. Why did I forget Tommy? He's a star.
Chucky.
Oh no, but
No, he
no,
wasn't family.
He wasn't
was just
family. He was a
okay.
family friend. Chucky, the redhead, was a
Right.
family friend, and then they had another family friend that had the twins, Phil and Lil. Yeah. All right. So it was all of
Weird
imagination.
twins.
So what was the imagination like? What was the meaning behind her imagining them?
That like they were either imaginary friends of hers
Mm-hmm.
or a sibling that was supposed to be but never actually existed because her mother had a miscarriage.
Mm-hmm.
Family members that died one way or another, like aunt and uncle, or even a cousin. Like they figured like Tommy was just a figure of like that was a cousin that died one way or another. There was another one that miscarriage baby. I guess that would be Dill.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't remember the specific explanations behind each one, but she developed these in her mind to deal with the trauma of heavy loss as such a young child, and that was a pretty dark fan theory.
No, it wasn't. It was one that we were listening to where they were breaking down each child, right?
Each child's different.
That one I didn't get to hear it, but it was more like why they're like, say for example, the two brothers, Dill and Tommy.
Why they were so weird was parental neglect.
Mm-hmm. And that why Tommy was so overprotective of Dill was because Dill
Was autistic.
But to me, I'm like, I don't know, because you're an older sibling also, but I feel like an older sibling usually is overprotective.
Not so much overprotective.
Or protective of their siblings. Your younger siblings.
Are you pretending you're not the older sibling too? Okay.
No, I said we. I thought I said we. Okay,
You
go.
said you.
I thought I said we. Okay.
You're old. You're old. You know a thing or two about this. Being protective of the youngins.
I thought I said we. Okay.
Yeah. I know a thing or two about being protective of the youngins. But I wasn't overprotective like that. No. Like, shadowing. You better not mess with my brothers.
No, but I think it also deals with the child's personality because Tommy was always a sweet one. I thought of him as the sweet one, caring one, always trying to, almost like the leader, right, of the group, looking out for everyone.
Angelica had no leaders.
Not of Angelica, not her, of course.
I feel like she was boss lady.
No, she was. She was
boss lady.
She was.
Like she would put Tommy in his place if he tried to boss her around.
But I think
it was a figment of her imagination, of course.
Yeah, so she could boss him around. Yeah.
Sit down, baby.
And that was one of the things where it was so popular, the show itself, that it has a lot of remakes of it. Because I think now they have not a live action, but one with like clay or something like that.
They might have.
Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't follow it that hard.
The other one, are we wrapping up this one? Because the one
I was going to say there was another theory involving the Chucky.
Well, what happened to my Chucky?
It was about his parents being really poor or something. Like, even though his dad was an engineer and a great inventor. And that's why he seemed to be, like, always around the other houses.
Oh, no, that was the other one. That was Tommy's dad.
Oh, Tommy's dad. Oh, yeah.
Because
that's how much I know about it.
So, because I remember hearing this while I was getting ready. So, Tommy's dad was the inventor. And his brother, who was married to Angelica's mother, was like Angelica's parents were like the business savvy people.
Yeah,
I think
they were
the powerhouse.
Yeah.
And they were saying that it was where the brothers were actually working together, where the one Tommy's father who invented the stuff, Angelica's father will like sell it. Right. Sell the inventions, but he wasn't giving him any of the money. Like poor. He was,
Like even though they were having another kid on the way, and he was keeping his brother poor. Yeah. Yeah, that was the one.
Yeah. See, I'm here to keep it straight.
Shady.
Yeah, no. But, I could see that happening in real life.
So can I.
That's a sad thing.
I'm not going to get into too much personal detail.
Yeah, but no, I could see that happening in real life.
I've seen it happen in real life. Currently, they're trying that in family. Keep it light.
All right.
Even though we're talking about dead kids and imaginary friends and siblings, keeping each other down. What? But I swear there was one involving Chucky too. Why can't I figure it out?
There was something with Chucky
Redheads.
because his dad was single.
Redheads always getting ignored.
He was so adorable, his buck teeth.
Adorable bucktooth redhead.
But the one I really want to talk about is the other one.
Jetsons and Flintstones. Yeah. All right. So we'll jump along to that.
So for me, I like the Jetsons. Jetsons was the first movie I ever saw.
Oh, so you saw them first as the movie.
Yeah.
You didn't see that as the show first.
No, I think I saw the show, but it was the first show that first movie I went to.
Oh, so you actually went to the theaters to watch
Yes.
that. Wow.
Wow.
You had a good life.
We snuck into the theaters to see it.
We're whispering so the police don't hear us. What theater? Co-op?
Yes.
We're whispering so co-op City multiplex doesn't
It's on my face when I come there. And I remember it was what?
We snuck in drinks and snacks too.
We did that. I shouted. We did that not too long ago. Where I snuck in some Snickers.
Did we?
I snuck it in, yeah.
Oh yeah. That's
and I was like, "You're hungry. You want a Snickers?"
Best part about having a woman friend going to the movies.
Sorry.
The magic of a purse.
But I digress.
Psst, look what I got. The stash.
But I digress. So I always liked it. I guess because I was like the first like memory, because I remember going into the theaters.
Were you Judy in real life?
Who's Judy? Oh no. See? No. I don't. Do you think I'm a Judy?
Maybe.
Really?
Kind of bougie.
I am bougie.
Kind of bougie.
Makeup. Bougie like that.
Hair. Style.
But
boys.
Not so much boys. But anyway, but the theory that I came across that really was very interesting was that the Flintstones and the Jetsons, and Wally will keep me honest if I'm missing something. The Flintstones and the Jetsons were actually living in the same.
It's like the same universe.
It's the same, but the same time.
Think about it like the Marvel universe. It's like, the same time
period. Yeah, it wasn't
just the same universe.
Same time period.
Same time period.
And it was where the people, like there was a nuclear war or something like that. Y'all could check it out on YouTube. That was a theory
because they were both created during the height of the Cold War.
Yeah, so there was
there was a constant nuclear threat.
So there was a nuclear war that wiped out most of Earth. So Earth kind of reset itself. Like how you see movies where, like, say, after everything is gone, Mother Nature takes over, right?
But that was just one theory on that too. The other theory on that.
Wait, let me finish. So the Flintstones were the ones that were the poor ones. So all the poor people remained on Earth. And when the Earth reset, that's how you got the dinosaurs and everything. And then the people who were rich that were able to flee Earth before the nuclear war were out living in space. And those were the Jetsons. So the Jetsons were actually the rich people.
Right.
Now you can go.
Living out of harm's way in the clouds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the other theory was not just nuclear war. The other one was pollution, because this was also the industrial complex had almost no regulations. They were just going like polluting the earth like madmen. And so the other theory was the earth got so polluted that the people that could afford to had their towers in the skies above the pollution, and then the earth just reset itself on the bottom, and where you had cavemen and dinosaurs.
But isn't it crazy though? Because that's almost like what's happening now.
I'd be Barney.
Where I could see you being Barney.
Where's my Betty?
Where a lot of people are talking about
Betty.
No,
we can make a Bam Bam.
Betty's not toxic enough for you.
God, right. Latina Betty, what's up?
No, she's still not toxic enough for you. But anyway, but it's like how like you have people talking about how our earth is now polluted and everything, and you have people talking about like the rich people, right, going up into space and everything and coming back the same day and stuff like that. It's almost like, I think that's why I like that fan theory, because it's almost like it can possibly
Well,
happen.
like the separation of the classes now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it seems like.
You know, so I think that's why I kind of like
Life
that one.
imitating art.
Yeah, or yeah. I see it.
I, I I like this theory a lot because not only did they do a movie together eventually,
Mm-hmm.
Jetsons and
I have to
Flintstones,
look to
but
see how that movie went. I can't remember. I remember they did, but I don't remember the.
mm,
What did it travel back and like? How did they end up together?
right. I don't remember that specifically either. I just remember being a little underwhelmed. Like I had high expectations though.
Mm.
It's like, whoa, two of my favorite child cartoons joining together. You know, I wanted to see Dino and Astro interact.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to see how Rosie was gonna look at these cavemen. Like, ugh, don't touch me. You're gonna rust my metal. I wanted to see Bam Bam mess with Elroy.
Yeah. They
Like
were.
Elroy, will try to show him a toy, and Bam Bam's gonna be like, Bam Bam.
That's so funny. I remember when Bam Bam grew up.
Let's not talk about that show. Pebbles of Bam Bam. Listen, show creators, just stop it with the kids. Don't create a new show. Imagine them as teens. Don't do it. Don't.
Yeah,
Don't do it.
it's not good.
Don't.
Oh, did you ever I know you didn't watch it, I think. Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
I did not.
Yeah. Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends was a foster home for your imaginary friends. So, you know, kids growing up, they have like their imaginary friends, but they outgrow their imaginary friends. And just because they outgrow their imaginary friends doesn't mean that their imaginary friends disappear.
Hmm.
So there was this older woman that created a house for those imaginary friends to go once they were abandoned by their creators. And it was where there was this kid where he was like 10 and he still had his imaginary friend, but the mom was like, you're too old for it, whatever, so he gave it up for adoption, but the was like, no, he's to live here but he cannot be adopted, so you could go there and actually adopt an imaginary friend. And the theory behind that was that all of them were imaginary, so like everyone, even the old lady that had the imaginary house and a foster house and everything, she herself was an imaginary friend.
She
And
was. Or
that
was
no,
she?
that's what the theory states, that she
Oh,
was an imaginary friend. And then there was another theory that stated that her niece, cause her niece helped her with the imaginary friend house or foster home, that it was actually her niece was the only human and the grandmother was actually an imaginary friend that the niece made up because her grandmother had passed away.
interesting.
Yeah, I liked it. It's a very, I like colorful things. It was a very colorful show.
Was it animated?
It was a cartoon. No,
Oh,
yeah, sorry, cartoon. Yeah,
oh, all right.
yeah. So I liked it because it was just imagine like what happened to your imaginary friends when,
I'm gonna have to check that one
yeah,
out.
Foster's Home of Imagine for Imaginary Friends.
Sounds like they kind of got an idea out of that movie Drop Dead Fred too, with the
Mhm.
kids abandoning imaginary friends, but the imaginary friends don't go anywhere. You just stop believing in them, I guess. Right?
Yeah, you just stop believing in them, but they're still there.
Still there.
Yeah, and his imaginary friend was called Blue. He looked like a blue ghost. Very cute.
Very creative.
Yeah. Oh, Courage. You were telling me about Courage the other time, that there was a theory with Courage.
Courage the
Cowardly
Cowardly
Dog. I
Dog.
love Courage. For a long time, Courage was like my profile
He was
picture.
such a picker.
Picture.
Picker. Picker picture. Yeah, he was hilarious. I thought that show was
I
hilarious.
liked it.
Yeah. I don't remember its theory though.
That they lived in hell. They were the gatekeepers of hell. Oh, maybe you didn't tell me
I
that.
don't think I told you that.
So, Courage the Cowardly
I'm
Dog,
learning
for
new stuff
people
here by the
who
minute.
that for people who
Is
don't
that why he was
know.
always scared?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Courage the Cowardly Dog. For those of you who like Halloween and everything, that's like right up your. That cartoon is right up your alley. So Courage the Cowardly Dog was about
Hilarious
a
show.
dog that lived in the middle of nowhere. That was what the place was called,
His
middle
name
of
was definitely
nowhere.
ironic.
And he lived with the elderly couple, Miriam, and I forgot the husband's name, but I remember the woman name was Miriam.
Let's just call him Wilbur.
That was not his name though. But he lived with.
He looks like a Wilbur.
No, it's like his name is in my head, but it won't come out. Anyway,
He looks
so
like an Otis, actually. Let's
so
call him Otis. He looks like
so
an Otis.
so Courage was supposed to be their dog, their guard dog. It was a little tiny dog, purple dog and everything. Like Wally was saying, his name was Courage, but the irony is he had no courage. Everything would scare him to death. And in this town of the
Shadows.
middle of nowhere, they would get like these guests, like these weird guests coming. You had like a serial killer once. You had like the salesman that would come to try to sell them things. Like you just have all these guests. So the theory is stating that they actually are the gatekeepers of hell. So that's why you see all these guests coming in the middle of nowhere because they're actually gatekeeping hell.
So it's like some bad people that died, and then
And
they
because
show up
everyone
on
was
that
bad.
property.
Because everyone was bad, if you think about it, that came to their
Those
home.
evil door-to-door salesmen.
And Courage was supposed to be that dog, that three-headed dog that guards hell. Because remember, like, say he could sometimes change his shape and stuff like that. You know, something like when you know what I mean, like when he would react or whatever, he would jump out of his skin or his head would shape or what change or whatever. So he was actually the guard dog of hell. And Miriam and oh my, I want to call him Kingsford, but his name's not Kingsford. Miriam and her husband.
Kingsford Charcoal. Hit us up.
Miriam and her husband were like they were all the gatekeepers of hell. That is why you had all these mysterious people coming, and that is why what's his name was always upset with Courage that Courage was not guarding the house how he's supposed to be guarding the house because he's supposed to be guarding the gates of hell.
That's quite the theory.
It's a nice theory.
They really delved into that.
Right? Because
But I
everything,
mean, like,
no, because if you really look at the cartoon, every guest that came were not savory people.
maybe not, but you know, it's
Because if
part
you
of
think
the
about
fun of scaring the dog.
yeah, it doesn't say so. It's like all these people that were coming were hell.
You're not gonna have like lovey-dovey, sweet people coming in. You know,
And then one time,
looking friendly.
an angel from hell, from heaven came to visit them, where they wanted to take the angel wanted to take Courage away. I remember an angel, one of the episodes.
You might be right. You
Yeah.
might be right. Why would they want to take Courage away though? How dare they?
I don't know, but the angel
Who's
was
gonna guard the gate?
of hell, right? Everyone is gonna come into hell.
You're not doing that dog any favors. You know how many scary people are up there? You know, like people's miserable grandparents. Apparently, they're all
I mean,
up
look,
there.
it's irking me that I don't know
All the
this
family
man's
you
name.
don't want to spend time with.
But that one, that's like a nice one. Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Damn. We were talking about Jetsons, right? And Flintstones one.
Eustace?
Eustace?
Yeah.
Wow.
Muriel, not Mariam. Muriel and Eustace. Cat.
Spirit of Harvest Moon. Yeah, look at all these.
See, all of these were unsavory people.
Yeah, cats, a little bit. The cat straight up looks like Satan.
The medium.
Shirley, the medium.
The newsman, nowhere newsman. Yeah, I don't know. I loved Courage.
That dog cracked me up.
Yeah, and it was like only ones that spoke were Muriel and Eustace, but Courage he just made noise. He didn't speak.
I don't remember him speaking.
Yeah, he never
He
spoke.
just always looked scared and made faces and was, you know, always scared.
Always scared.
Always scared.
Finding courage.
Found it hilarious.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of dog I want. Just always scared. Not because of me. I'm, you know.
I was like, no, I'm
Okay,
not guarding this
just
house.
crack me up. Just every time I came home to say hi to him, he's just like, mailman came. It's a good boy, Courage.
I'm trying to think, are there any other cartoon theories that I can think about?
Well, you pulled two out that I didn't know about.
Right? Look at me.
You did
I'm
your
remembering
homework.
stuff.
I was here trying to remember about Flintstones and Jetsons. Talk about which one I would rather be. And which pet I would rather have.
I would rather be, you know, which one I would rather be.
You Bougie Judy.
I would be a Jetson. I can't be roughing it.
Bougie Judy, you know? Every day when you got dropped off to school, Dad handing you a little cash.
Money, right?
Yeah.
She used to take the wallet, right?
No, that was the wife. That was Jane.
Okay, I know one of them always took the whole wallet.
Because he'd pull out a little cash to also hand to Jane, and she was like, "Thank you." took the wallet and bounced. And then he's just standing there holding like $10. Like, wow. Good old George. I would rather be Barney than George, tell you that much.
Yeah, because Barney and Fred were what?
That's what I was going to bring up about them. Characters that they were based off of, too.
Blue collar workers. Oh, sorry. Go.
Oh, yeah, blue collar workers.
Yeah, they were blue collar workers.
Yeah, they were basing, what's his name? Fred Flintstone off of Ralph Crampton.
Mm-hmm.
And Barney off of Norton. I thought that was hilarious, which makes Wilma Alice. The Jetsons, they were basing off like the typical nuclear family. Looked like you had something on your mind.
I did, but I'll wait.
No, keep it. Bring it in.
You were talking about Shaggy, though, because that...
Oh, yeah. ScoobyDoo. They were basing off of Shaggy and Fred, the Hardy Boys, and Daphne was... Damn, now I can't think of her name. Nancy Drew. All right, what were you going to say?
No, that's what I was trying to think. Yeah, with the thing.
Yeah.
And you know that there was one fan theory that stated that the whole crew, whatever, never really of the Scooby-Doo, they never really hung out together. It was Shaggy's what happened when you get high? Your whatever happens when, or what people see when they're high. Yeah, he was hallucinating.
It probably doesn't really make you hallucinate.
I don't know. That's what I was saying. That he was hallucinating the whole thing, and that in actuality, none of them actually liked him.
Well,
so it was like it was like those were actually his bullies. Like those were people that actually bullied him in real life. And when he would get high, he would just make up this scenario with them in it.
Did you see the way Fred dresses? Of course he'd be the bully in school with his stupid scarf all the time.
But you would think that Wilma would get bullied.
She's nerdy.
Yeah. So why would she bully Shaggy?
I can't see her being a bully. Well, maybe not in the same way
as you would think a bully would be.
Right. He's more of an
maybe.
Intellectual bully.
Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah. Like, you're too dumb to be at my table. Go away, stoner. Talk to your dog.
But you notice that once people find their little group that they belong to, they become bullies.
Sometimes.
Or they exclude others from their group. Like once they find their little clique.
Once you're in the clique.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody else that tries to enter the clique, you bully them out of your table. Like, who said you could sit here? That seat ain't for you. And nobody was there. Somebody will be there, and it ain't you.
No.
Nah, I never had that clique.
No, I was always a loner.
Yeah.
I didn't eat lunch. I would go to the library.
It's like I'm a loner, Dottie.
It's like, I don't know no one in the lunchroom. I'm going to the library.
You know, I did take lunch in the library a few times.
But I didn't eat because you couldn't eat in the library.
Clearly.
Yeah. So I was go, and then I actually made friends, and those friends would come visit me in the library.
But, yeah, Scooby-Doo.
No, but I would like to know more about that, though. Like, say, why, like, how did they bully him?
I've heard that theory, though, that Shaggy was just imagining Scooby talking. And
I'm sure, like, what dog
and the
talks?
Ghosts and all that other stuff, you know.
His hallucinations.
Yeah. He's just getting in wild adventures by himself.
I wonder if he was in a psych ward or something.
Dog looking at him like he was crazy. And of course the dog's going to eat the food, too.
Of course.
Anything you give.
Anything you give the dog's going to eat.
You're eating food. Of course the dog's going to eat, too. Especially a what do they call it? Great Dane. Yeah, especially a Great Dane. 200-pound dog not going to eat your sandwich? Heck yeah, he's going to eat your sandwich. Like, forget these Scooby snacks. Give me that big pile of meat you got right there.
What cartoon did we watch that we could probably start a fan theory on? That would be nice, like, to start
Create
something.
our own fan theories? And what other fan theories are out there? Let us know, people. Clearly, we're not that educated on the subject. It's like, just something we find interesting.
It's just very interesting because, like, it's like trying to put the dots together, and like it's like a story within a story. And then the more you think of it, yeah, like you're like, oh wow, know. And then you have people that really get into it where they're analyzing the clips and stuff.
Because, like, for example, with the Flintstones being in the same time period as the Jetsons, modern times and not prehistoric times, they have Christmas, which clearly means
yeah. But after
clearly
Christ,
means yeah. They had their version of cars. Like, you got to imagine a world that started over.
Where I remember, and if all the intellectuals were up in space, who were the engineers that will help them, make these cars?
So they couldn't build motors anymore. They had to do everything old school style. Mm-hmm. But still, they had the image of cars, and they knew what a car looked like and the basic function of it. Tools, dishwashers.
They did have dishwashers.
Vacuums,
yeah.
Record players. All that sort of stuff that only you would know about in modern times.
But I wonder if each
they just had to do it in like a ghetto rigged way.
No, but I wonder if each knew about the other.
Probably at a certain generation, they probably knew about each other.
And then it kind of just forgot. And then you
kind of just, like, if you do it in a certain way where, right, we're going to get rid of all records of that.
Remember, they didn't have books. They had the tablets that to write on.
Well, the Jetsons, all bougie over there, right?
No, I mean like the stone tablets. Yeah.
They didn't have the concept.
Then the paper.
Pen and paper, I guess.
But you would think that was something. I guess all the.
I feel like that would be easier than tableting it. Like ding, 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 ding. Whatever, teach their own. I guess they wanted to do things the hard way.
You know what? I was just thinking because my mind goes other places. If the Dinosaurs the show cast met the Flintstones, ooh, how would that go?
That would be interesting because you would have two different versions of Ralph Crampton. Because the father in Dinosaurs was based off of Ralph Crampton too.
I remember it was like in the Flintstones, the dinosaurs were the machines.
They were the machines.
Like they took place of machines because the vacuum cleaner was a type of, and stuff like that. Where in the Dinosaurs, the humans were the animals.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Because remember when Robbie had a human as a pet?
Good old Robbie.
So, like, say, if those worlds actually collide, because is it that, for example, they lived in the same space?
Just imagine a world where there was Bam Bam and Baby Dinosaur.
Not the mama.
Bam Bam!
But how would that work?
They'd be beating the crap out of their parents.
No, Bam Bam was respectful. But
he was Bam Bamming everybody and everything.
But it's just interesting. How would that work? Like, would it be the 4 separate societies where the low-class dinosaurs would work for the humans and the low-class humans would be for the dinosaurs? Like
they made some kind of agreement? Or would they be beefing with each other?
Like who is at the top of the hierarchy?
Right.
Because in their worlds, they were flipped.
I think they'd be beefing.
I think so, too.
I think Dinosaurs' world would be trying to free their dinosaurs, and I think Flintstones' world would be trying to free those humans.
But the thing is, the dinosaurs were more advanced than the Flintstones, because the dinosaurs had actual vacuum cleaners.
They had electricity.
Yeah.
You're going down, Flintstones. Stay in your lane. You don't want none of that smoke.
Interesting.
That is interesting. Maybe you just did start a fan.
Right? I wonder, like, if someone was to look it up, if they were in the same universe or not.
I think you just made a movie.
Mm-hmm. And where did they fall? Did the Flintstones them die out?
Cut that.
Because the dinosaurs.
Cut that. Movie idea out there in the public now. Hollywood going to distill
I know that. Well, I have proof now that this is my idea.
Copyrighted and trademarked.
It's right here. That the Flintstones, the dinosaurs that were servicing the Flintstones actually rebelled against the humans and reset everything. Where now the dinosaurs were in power and the humans were.
It was Flintstones' world.
It was Flintstones' worlds first. Remember, they didn't have electricity or anything. So it was Flintstones first.
Dinosaurs said, wait a minute, we're bigger, we're stronger.
Yeah, we're rebelling.
We're tired of dealing with this.
We don't want to be your vacuum cleaner. We don't want to wash your dishes. So they rebelled.
I don't want to be your work bell or your bulldozer. Enough of this nonsense.
I don't want to pull your car for you.
Exactly. Well, they didn't.
Some of them did. Where at the work
maybe
site,
you're right.
on the work site.
I don't want to be your airplane anymore.
You know? So the dinosaurs rebelled. And then they flipped roles where the dinosaurs were in charge and the humans were the animals.
Pets. At least they had the dignity not to make the humans the tools and the...
Yeah, because they were smarter. They were able to progress more than the humans.
And build actual tools.
Mm-hmm.
And electricity.
Mm-hmm.
Mind blown.
Right.
Copyrighted and trademarked.
At least we have proof. We have proof that whatever date that this published, that this was ours.
Now.
Yes.
Keeping it in that same world with that same fan theory. I know we're running a little over here.
Yeah, but
Jetsons World finds out the dinosaurs did this.
Okay.
And they have all this advanced technology up there in the clouds.
Mm-hmm.
Like, wait a minute. Yeah, we left those humans down there to rot, but are we just going to let these lizards take over?
But how would they find out if they forgot about them?
The higher-uppers, the hierarchy.
New. Because I'm even thinking that the dinosaur that was acting as the airplane was the ones that probably saw...
Had some, like, radar.
What was up there and took the technology from there to help with the rebellion. Or maybe it was where they were in cahoots with the people up there because they wanted to get rid of those humans.
Maybe those people up there wanted to get rid of the lower humans. Just be done with
because
them.
Now everyone is politically correct and probably saying, why is it that we're keeping those humans down there? Why not bring them up here? Because they're suffering down there.
And then there's one way to get rid of that.
Is to totally...
teach the dinosaurs how to rebel.
We're, cahoots.
Wow. This movie's getting darker and darker. I'm digging it. Trademark. Don't you dare touch this, Hollywood.
If you want more of this story, you could hire me and Wally.
Putting pen to paper.
All right, everyone. If there are other fan stories, right? That's what you call them?
Fan theories.
Fan theories that you thought about that we didn't think about, or if you loved our little idea of the Flintstone and dinosaur crossover, please let us know. And we'd like to thank you for joining us on this episode. Make sure you check out all the other videos in our catalog. And as we stated before, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe to our channel.
Share. Hurt. Every week y'all hurting.
All right, bye everyone.
Have a good night or day.